This is Mona Lisa Baseball.
All right. What is a regional sports network? We say baseball's a regional sport. What the fuck does that mean? It means that teams get money from these regional sports networks for their TV deals. There's not that many of them anymore. You've got NBC out here. You've got Bally's, which they look like they're kind of the biggest one in terms of number of regions. And then you've got a couple of other small ones, but the parent company of Bally's, they went bankrupt.
Yeah.
Okay. And so because of that, a bunch of information just went public about their deal with MLB and how it was falling apart.
Ooh. Sounds like a can of worms.
They were losing money making baseball on TV.
Yep.
And they went bankrupt because of it.
Because of baseball.
Yeah. Sank the ship.
Holy shit. Sinking companies. Dude, that is crazy.
This is some inside baseball stuff, you guys. Buckle up. This is going to get weird.
I mean, that makes me think how strong the attachment is in like the American mind of this big three. And no one was really willing to separate this NFL, NBA, MLB. I don't really know exactly the link, but I get the feeling that someone got strong-armed into hosting baseball because they're just saying, well, we have to have baseball. It doesn't really matter if people are watching. It's just...
I'm sure when Sinclair got into the deal, they thought they were going to make money. Okay.
Yeah.
They're probably one of the big reasons why baseball feels like it needs to make changes.
Yeah. Right. Because this big investor comes in and loses money. They don't want... That can't get out.
Well, MLB is perfectly okay with this. So what happened was a big event happened. Sinclair, Diamond, Bally's decided they were done with the Padres.
Oh, man. This is
They're like, we're not going to pay the bill.
This is happening right now?
This just happened recently.
Okay.
So they're like, we're done. We're walking away from the contract with the Padres. But here's the thing. MLB was ready. They're like, great. Excellent. Thank you. They stepped right in and they backfilled it. They made MLB Padres games TV free for like a couple of days.
Okay.
My big question was, hey, what about their announcers? What about all the camera guys? Like what camera people? What about all them, right? All the production staff. Well, turns out that they're fine. They were able to like pick right up. This company, Diamond, they gave less than 24-hour notice, less than 24-hour notice. They're like, yeah, the check's not in the mail. So MLB, their TV division took over the Padres, and it's a big deal. And the Padres are going to get 80 cents on the dollar for that deal. Now, again, it's so important to understand that baseball as a regional sport, what does that mean? That means that these teams are getting their money from these regional sports networks. The Padres just had their regional sports network say, we're out of here. MLB came in, they're going to pay 80 cents on the dollar for all that money. So it's very complicated. There's a lot of moving parts. MLB is stoked. MLB's like, this is great because now there's no more blackouts. We're going to have it digital. Sinclair wanted the digital rights. One of the reasons why this whole thing fell apart is that Sinclair's like, we want to do the digital rights. Like no one's watching cable anymore. I mean, some people are. Maybe your dad, maybe my dad. Well, actually, I think my dad cut the cord. The cable contracts, the bundles, the sports bundles, it's all dying.
Why is MLB stoked? Because it seems like they would do that with other small markets. If
they want control.
If someone folds and they can just swallow them up. And then question 2 is, where did the 80 cents on the dollar money come from? Did the owners kind of split it? How do you think that worked?
They immediately take over the revenue from the advertisers, right? It's going to take them a couple days and weeks to get good with the local advertisers. Who knows how fast that is? I bet a bunch of people working overtime, bro, to make this happen.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. MLB already controls the rights to a bunch of other teams, like broadcast rights. So MLB TV, right? They're expanding. This is a great chance for them to expand.
Yeah, perfect chance.
MLB loves it and they're throwing out press releases that make you think you should love it too. And they're probably right on this one because the blackouts are gone. There's no more blackouts, and it's just more available to people. Like now you can just watch it on the internet without all the blackout shit. Do you remember like trying to stream a game on the boat years ago? You can't. It's like you couldn't because NBC Bay Area, like if you want to watch the game, you have to watch it through their shit.
Yeah.
Well, the Padres just got freed up. They're free now. A Padres fan can now be on a boat, stream their shit live, no blackouts, nothing. It's all good. And you know what? That's probably a really good thing.
I didn't know that the fans of San Diego were having a problem with blackouts.
Blackouts are just a part of the whole regional sports network structure that has, in many people's opinion, not served baseball well.
Mm-hmm. So riddle me this. If this is such a big story and MLB just like swallowed it up, like what? I don't really understand what the impact is. Like if other small regional areas fold and MLB's stoked.
We have been preparing for this groundbreaking moment, Padres CEO Eric Gripner said in a statement.
Whoa.
The Padres are excited to be the first team to partner with Major League Baseball to offer a direct-to-consumer streaming option through MLB TV, without blackouts, while preserving our in-market distribution through traditional cable and satellite television providers. Our fans will now have unprecedented access to Padres games through both digital and traditional platforms, through San Diego and beyond.
So it sounds like the Padres signed a contract a while ago that kind of locked them in to ensure X amount of money. And then that company, say the name again.
3 names. The parent company is Sinclair. The company actually is called Diamond Sports. And then the brand name is called Bally's.
Sinclair was not receiving enough advertisement money.
They're going through a bankruptcy and they're like, we want out of this Padres deal, which means it's probably their worst deal they've got going.
Oh.
They were losing money on the Padres. Why else would they back out?
They might be connected with several other baseball teams.
Oh, yeah. I could show you this map. Like, if you look at the map, like, Bally's is everywhere. Mm-hmm. It's everywhere. And then, like, NBC's on the coasts. And then there's just a smattering of these other ones.
Yeah.
The Yankees have their own. And I think that's where it's going with all the digital stuff. I mean, actually, a lot of teams have, like, so much content. You can just watch it all day.
But is the 80 cents on the dollar, do you think that's troubling to the Padres owners?
They lose out on their TV money.
20% of what they thought they were getting.
Yeah, but they're also probably stoked that MLB's coming in to backstop that. And they're expanding the audience by 2 million people. So the whole deal could get better. Even
it seems awfully weird that there's a bankruptcy and that someone gets bailed out and the team is like, oh, this is great for us. It just doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem right.
Think of it like this. You are working with a company. You like the people you work with. Would you rather go to work the next day and make no money? Or would you rather be like, yes, Mr. Man, who's coming in here saying, we will pay you 80% of what that other guy was pay you, and there's literally no one else who will do it. You will go, thank you.
Right.
Thank you, Mr. 80% Man, for saving our butts. Because without you, we've got nothing.
Yeah. And with the potential of we're the first team that's in this position. So this might be a great thing for the Padres organization. Like, we don't exactly know where this is going, but there is an upside, we think.
Dude, the Padres are stoked and Rob is stoked. Everyone's stoked except for Sinclair.
Yeah.
Who lost a bunch of money putting baseball on TV.
Did they do other sports?
Oh, yeah. It's a regional sports network. You know, that's what they do.
But they think that baseball sunk their ship. That's crazy. So advertisers are basically like, no one watches baseball. We're not paying. You guys put in a bid that was way too high. We're not paying this money.
Yeah.
Didn't work. Is that what happened?
Yeah. I mean, and they would also sell ads across all the sports. So it's like, hey, you're a beer company. If you want to buy an ad, we're going to put it on hockey. We're going to put it on NFL or, you know, whatever the sports they have in that area. Every area is a little bit different.
Yeah. Because I think that happened in the Olympics where whatever network bought it, it was a huge sum. And I think it was like the least watched Summer Olympics ever or something like that. And I was hearing that someone severely overpaid. It also got COVID fucked, I think.
That was a big issue. Yeah.
Something got postponed. Yeah.
We could just blame it all on COVID.
It was the COVID Olympics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfair.
Or did it actually happen in
I think
2021? Because they delayed it a year? It was in Tokyo.
I was in Tokyo.
Okay.
And no one watched.
It was a show about baseball. So Rob is super salty about this Sinclair deal. He came out with all these quotes like, we tried to work it out with these guys. It's like the same kind of thing. Just insert the word players and Sinclair. It's like, you know, negotiation speak.
Yeah.
We did our best in good faith to, you know, present a deal. It didn't work out. But they're high-fiving each other because they want to take over these deals. I think they want to consolidate.
Yeah.
And then put out a national, like, digital product. That's what I would want to do if I was running this company.
Yeah, totally. I mean, that's what it's going to be. I mean, you put together enough billionaires and you go, let's weed out the fucking networks. We're rich enough to just do it on our own.
Right. They have their own
and
TV
we'll
channel.
just take all the advertising, like all of it. Like we don't need this. That's really interesting. That it's like a third party. They used to need NBC. I mean, this gets brought up on all types of shows and not even dealing with sports, but just cable news. It's like, it's all going down the shitter in terms of what it used to mean importance wise, you know.
That audience is dying off or switching to digital.
The news used to tune into NBC, ABC, you know, whatever, whoever your person is, Sam Donaldson. But now YouTube, people are getting their news everywhere, and cable is just not as necessary or not as pertinent as it used to be. And this is right in line with that.
Exactly.
I haven't had cable in a long time.
Okay. I told you Rob was salty.
You did.
Here's a Rob quote.
Oh.
While we're disappointed that Diamond Sports Group failed to live up to their contractual agreement they did with the club, we are taking this opportunity to reimagine the distribution model, remove blackouts on local games, improve the telecast, and expand the reach of Padres games by more than 2 million homes. That was actually stated by MLB Chief Revenue Officer Noah Garden. Chief Revenue Officer.
Interesting title.
Yeah. Can you imagine a more perfect villain for this show than this guy?
Yeah, the exact opposite of a fan of something artistic. It's like, let's run the numbers, period.
Noah, we are coming for you.
Did you see the game last night? Oh, it was the most amazing extra inning. It's like, blah, 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 blah.
What about the revenues?
Yeah.
How many hot dogs did they sell?
Let's start with the numbers. No, see, that's your problem. It was on at 11 p.m. It's too late. No, waste of time.
Yeah.
Never should have played it.
Maybe if Life Alert worked better, they'd sell more of those ads.
Yeah. Yeah, Noah, what's the last name again?
Noah Garden.
Noah Garden. I'm going to remember that.
I've fallen and I can't get up. So yeah, MLB want to take over control from these regional sports networks.
Yeah, they're going to get it.
Now you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a stock buyback or something. They're just they're getting more control. I think
it's perfect.
You know, it's hard to say what it is they're thinking, but I think this could be in the realm of blessing in disguise, because I had seen a little bit about that this company's going under earlier in the year. It's a matter of time. And basically the author was just kind of putting a big question mark. Like, well, we don't exactly know what this means, but it can't be good. And I'm wondering if MLB was kind of licking their chops waiting for this to happen, or if they sort of stumbled into this disaster. Oh, no, wait. Maybe this isn't disaster. Because he did say re-examine. I think that's exactly what it is, where you go, hold on, we're a bunch of rich people. Like, we got connections. We can own even more of the product if we just get these regional bullshit out of here. And we can be even bigger. And we can have more chief.
The chief revenue officer can flex even harder. All right, I got a quote from Rob. You're going to like this. All right.
Oh, yeah. I love everything Robbie says.
I'm not going to do a voice. I'll just read it in my own voice.
Okay, yeah.
I'm working on an impression, you guys. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Chairman of Sinclair actually came to see me in New York. Okay. And we met one-on-one. All right.
Okay.
And Mr. Smith, said, we want these rights. He's talking about the digital rights, you guys. And I said, this is Rob. And I said, well, unfortunately, sometimes people want things they're not going to get, and you're not going to get these rights. And he said to me, so let me tell you what's going to happen. He says, I put $2 billion into the purchase of these regional sports networks. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this going long enough until I get that $2 billion out. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what he said. And then this goes on. And then I'm going to start squeezing your clubs to take their rights fees down. Okay. In order to make sure that I stay profitable in the regional sports network business. And if they don't agree to that, I'm going to put the entity into bankruptcy, and then I'm going to selectively reject contracts. It's exactly what he fucking did.
Yeah.
It's exactly what he did.
But Rob's getting quoted here. So if he was getting screwed, he wouldn't be reporting this quote. He must be in on this.
So, yeah, I mean, we're talking to Rob's ego. Yeah, but I mean, I think it's relevant. There's probably most of that's probably true.
I mean, Rob's not going to release a quote of himself if it puts him in a bad light. So there's an ulterior motive to all this.
Look, it rings true. It rings true because that's exactly what happened. I don't know. Rob could be like,
yeah, I'm suspect.
Okay, well, I got a quote from the other guy if you want to hear the other side.
Oh, okay.
You know what he said?
What'd he say?
No comment.
Oh, that's a good quote.
I got another Rob quote. Recounting his memory of the encounter, the commissioner said of his reply to the chairman, "But let me tell you, every time you threaten to reject the contract, we're going to be there to stand up those broadcasts for clubs so that our fans are not deprived of their games." Okay. So if you think the leverage is fans are going to be screaming, you're wrong, because we're going to be there to stay in those games. And that's exactly what they did. Mm-hmm. They even made MLB TV free for Padres fans for a few days.
Yeah. It sounds to me, after going through this whole escapade, it sounds like Mr. Chairman just put in a bad bid. He overpaid.
He was losing money broadcasting baseball as a TV product.
Yeah, I mean, he's talking like an asshole. It's like, I put in my $2 billion. I'm going to get it back, and I'm going to be profitable. It's like, that's spoken like a true asshole businessman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's not grounded in reality. It's, I'm rich and I'm going to get richer, you MF.
Bro, you don't just fuck around with $2 billion.
And then Rob can turn on his lawyer charm and put on that smile and go, well, Mr. Chairman, I think you're a little mistaken there. And yeah, all right. Yeah, maybe this is a score one for Rob.
Did they each call each other's bluff in this?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it exactly.
Dude straight up told him what he was going to do. Everything played out. The more I process this, the more I realize you're completely right. This is Rob. This is actually a really big ego show. This is a really big reveal from him.
And I told him.
Yeah, the more I look at this, it's like so favorable to him.
Yeah, I mean,
it can't be true. It can't be true.
I mean, this shit's even like in Seinfeld episodes where it's like, and then I said da 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 da, and it's like, wow, you said that. Well, sort of.
Look, bottom line, Diamond Sports ran out of money. They went bankrupt for probably a bunch of reasons.
A dumb bet.
It wasn't probably just baseball, but I bet that was a part of it. Why do you think the very first contract they reneged on was a baseball one with the Padres?
There was a big thing that happened a little less than 10 years ago, I'd say, where Fox came in and bought the rights to the U.S. Open golf tournament. And U.S. Open was always covered by NBC. And Fox came in and paid just a ludicrous sum. Ludicrous. And basically NBC was saying, sorry, this wasn't a deal we could match. I mean, we're out. I mean, that's just how it goes. Mm-hmm. Maybe 5 years into the contract, Fox gave it up. They're like, we overpaid. And sometimes that happens. You know, the sports world is so booming. The numbers and the figures are so ridiculous that if you think you're going to make money in this sphere and it keeps going up, sometimes you overpay and sometimes you don't. And sometimes you think you're overpaying and it ended up being a phenomenal deal for you. I mean, the big three doesn't fail. And interest in baseball has been waning and it failed for them.
Yeah. This is so boring, you guys. But the reason why we talk about it is like, this is why they're changing the rules.
Yes.
This is it. Mm-hmm. You want to know, like, if you've listened this long, congratulations. This is so dumb. We're talking about business, the business of baseball, when we should be talking about the game. But
how it's pretty and beautiful and pastoral.
I just really want people to understand. I know you want people to understand this too. Like, why? Why are they changing the rules?
That's it.
Why?
Because people are fronting $2 billion, trying to turn it into more.
They want it to be a better TV product. It's so simple.
I will recover my $2 billion, and I will continue to profit off it. No, maybe you won't. That's not a promise.
So he's filing for Chapter 11, which means he can structure his debt differently, and he's going to keep the good deals and get rid of the bad ones, and then make money. It's all going to work out for him.
The chairman?
Yeah, sure. You file for bankruptcy as a strategic move. It doesn't really mean like, I mean, we can goof on it like they lost money making baseball, and that's probably true.
Yeah, sure.
But like, it's also him just like, yeah, fuck you. I'm just going to like, now the debtors have a different way they have to deal with me. Like, they might not even get all their money back.
Right.
That's what bankruptcy does, right?
Right.
He'll be fine. Like, we're just going to get rid of these bad deals. We're going to go through Chapter 11. We're going to keep the good deals. Bring in the regulators. We don't care. It's fine. Like, we want to get out of these. They want to get out of these bad TV deals. The Padres are a disappointment.
Yeah, it's a really good reminder that, Donald Trump filed for bankruptcy. And so it doesn't mean you're out of money. It's a strategy.
It's a way to get the debtors off your back.
It's a strategy when times are tough.
And then you can justify anything now. Oh, we were in bankruptcy. Sorry, we had to let you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, that's really too bad about the Padres. I mean,
they can't put it together, even though they have like the most star-studded team on the West Coast.
I know.
They can't put it together.
I know.
I just scroll past all these articles like, oh, Padres drumming the bull. I don't care, dude.
Nah.
Fuck that. Go play baseball.
Yeah, 8-9 threw out a lot of positive things to say about Petco, and that was cool to hear that there's a ballpark that he's really getting up for. It sounds like fun to be there.
I don't know if I have the same impression of it.
Okay.
Because
he's leaving after 3 innings?
His whole story about it was like, I got there at 3, I got a dog, I got a beer, I left at 7, I went to the bar, I watched it on TV.
That's a really good point.
No beef with that, to be perfectly straight with you. Like, that sounds like the life.
Oh, I know.
If that's what you're doing a couple days a week, whatever, when they're in town, like, that's pretty rad. I'm not knocking it.
It's not all that different from watching the game on TV and falling asleep, because baseball is part of your life, but it doesn't have to own it. And you go, well, if I want to go to a ball game for an hour and a half, get a brat and a beer, and it's great fun for an hour and a half, and it's time to go, like, it doesn't make me not a fan. It's like, I loved it. It was great.
Right.
I guess that's the difference between the person that goes to one game a year and the guy who gets free tickets that walks to the ballpark from work, where you're like,
right.
And those type of people in general are going to be most interested in speeding it up.
Most likely to eat ice cream for breakfast.
Yes, perhaps.
Those people who are eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch for breakfast, which is pretty much the same thing.
It's part of a balanced breakfast, sir. It's just part of a balanced breakfast. I used to not know what that meant as a kid, where you hear something so much you don't even really...
It meant a very small bowl of this sugar and then a bunch of other shit.
Yeah, and then, eat a grapefruit and...
All that shit was political. No, it was like a glass of orange juice, a glass of milk, and then like some toast. And all that was political. It was all like the Dairy Council, the Orange Juice Council, and then like...
The egg, yep.
Fucking big bread all coming together. And there was butter on the toast, of course, and that was what you're supposed to eat.
Do you remember the ad campaign, The Incredible Edible Egg?
Yeah, I remember that. But let's go back to cereal, because these cereal companies knew they were giving kids like sugar in a bowl, and they're like, you got to eat it with this. You can't just be eating this. Like, you need like some vitamins. Then they started putting, all cereals now, I think there's federal laws. You have to fortify them with vitamins. They spray them with vitamins.
Oh, sounds delicious.
They're fortified.
Fortified. That's a true definition of a euphemism. You take a word and it sounds better than it is. Fortified. I remember finding that out in sophomore year health class. Our teacher challenged us to find whole wheat products. And I said, hey, well, the bread I had today was enriched. What does that mean? And I'm thinking I kind of got her like, enriched is it's a positive word. And she goes, oh, what that means is they take out all of the good stuff and then put a little of it back in. And I go,
yep.
Oh, it's not what the word enriched kind of sounds like. And she said, yeah.
It's white bread with like added.
They take everything out worthwhile and then throw a little of it back in.
Dude.
And that's enriched.
Okay. Can I tell you something, man, that's like a kind of a personal thing?
Okay.
Okay.
Tell the world.
I want everyone to understand that companies, usually, they're not telling you the whole truth. Okay. And you need to adopt this mindset. MLB is not always, when they talk, you need to put it through a lens. You need to kind of filter it and go, what are they really saying?
Amen.
When you see a product labeled as air chilled, that means frozen. I just want everyone to know this, because in my house, we've had this conversation, I believe, several times a year over the past several years, and I absolutely adore and love the person that I have this conversation with continuously. But it's a marketing gimmick that's so good, it just works. It's like, oh, it's not frozen, it's air chilled. I'm like, okay, again, air chilled means frozen. That's why there's ice in the turkey.
Isn't it nice that crunch berries can be part of the team of a balanced breakfast. Like you can eat a million healthy things and kick in crunch berries, and that's part of it.
Right. Get the oatmeal in there.
Yeah.
The lean bacon, maybe an egg, at least an egg, a bucket of orange juice.
It's like the relief pitcher that comes in like 4 times in the season. You're like, hey, I deserve a ring too. I was part of the team.
What do you think the odds are the Players Union is going to jump at this opportunity to expand the roster? More players.
Yeah, I mean, I think from all the things we've been saying, expanded rosters is only a matter of time. I didn't necessarily think it would come for this reason, but it kind of doesn't really even matter what the reason is. This was coming anyway, so great chance. So yes, answer your question. Yeah, they'll jump at it.
Yeah, expanded playoffs, expanded rosters. Let's get more of everything. Let's have ice cream for breakfast. I want it to rain crunch berries down upon me.
I mean, if Scott Boras is saying it, it's probably about money. And MLB's probably listening.
Now you know.
Can of worms.
Bro, you don't just fuck around with $2 billion.
Oh, he likes it.
Excellent. Thank you.
Hopefully all you gotta do is pull the string and let it go.
Why?
Because of baseball. Now, I know we're only a third of the way through the season, but I kind of feel like it's our duty to go to an A's game a year until they leave.
Again, every once a year. Okay. I don't want to get hit by falling bullets.
We don't have to, but boy, did I have a good time last time.
I'd be down to go again. Well, we can talk about it for sure.
Okay.
But we are going to Chicago. We are going to Milwaukee. This is happening. We'll do at least one episode. I mean, we're going to have an episode called Wrigley, and we're going to have an episode called Milwaukee, because I'm definitely not going to name an episode American Family Stadium.
No, that's what it's called.
I told you this already.
Oh,
Yes,
God. It was that forgettable.